Hello there, I'm DeDe. Welcome to 30 Minutes of Flexibility and Balance. In this session, we will perform some seated exercises where we play with a variety of stepping moves, from marching to sidestepping and everything in between. This helps us develop better muscular endurance and stability, which in turn helps us with balance and agility. As usual, you'll need a sturdy armless chair, some athletic shoes, some water that's off to the side. You'll need lots of space around you to move your arms and legs. And remember, only move at a range of motion and a pace that feels right for you. So go slower or skip something or make it smaller if you need to. So come and sit down with me now. As usual, we're away from the back of the chair, keeping our postural muscles switched on so we can sit up tall. We have our legs in line with our hip joints, our feet are straight and even, our ears are back over our shoulders. So let's take some deep breaths in now. Inhale and exhale. Maybe making it slightly bigger. Now how about this way? Arms back. Inhale. Exhale, arms forward. And then your chest is puffing out, and then your chest is retreating back a little bit. Now drop the arms down. Roll your right shoulder and your left shoulder. So agility is being able to move successfully through kind of a variety of stepping surfaces and bodily positions. That's a loose translation of agility. But if you think about it, we need agility in our everyday activities of life, right? So you're moving through your kitchen, you're navigating through, a crowded space somewhere. Even getting in and out of your car requires some agility. Now both shoulders roll up, lead with your elbows, back and down, and again. And part of agility is balance. And part of agility is core and hip stability. So we'll be working on those things. We'll stretch toward the end as well. How about a little bit bigger with the arms? Inhale and exhale. Two more. Now hold the chair or put your hands on your legs. Let's tap the toes. Right, left. So we're not going for speed here, we're going for height. So lift your toes up as high as you can while keeping your heels on the ground. How about if we go a little faster? Right, left. Slide your hands forward if they're on your legs, and then we'll also tap the knees with the fingers. Same side. Just like we're lifting the toes up as high as we can, same with the fingers. You're keeping the heel of your hand on your leg though. Last 8, 7. All right, both feet down. Now we go up on the tiptoes and down. So I like to talk about this when we're doing this move. Try to bend across your toe joints. Try to bend across your toe joints. Now my shoes are somewhat rigid on the bottom, meaning I have kind of a rocker sole on the bottom of my shoe. So I'm rocking up into the tiptoes position. So I'm not getting as much toe stretch as maybe you are if you have on a more flexible shoe. But I'm still warming up my calves. So are you. Let's alternate now, right and left. Right, left, right, and left. Start to get a little torso lean going. Now you're still holding the chair if you need to, but if you have your hands on your legs, try this. Reach down, reach down, reach down. So we have our torso lean, we have our reach with our arm, and we have our tiptoes on one side. We're still breathing as well. Whatever pace of breathing feels right for you. Now can we bring the opposite arm forward? So that means right heel up with left arm forward and vice versa. Make sure you have plenty of space around you. You don't want to have to navigate around anything, any furniture, any plants. Now let's bend the elbow. If you're moving your arms with me, bend your elbow that goes to the front and your straight arm goes back. Eight more, that's 8, 7, now we'll do our first little march, a heel lift march. 1, 2, 1, 2. So we still have our toes on the floor. Building a little bit of muscular endurance in our calves, our feet, and our ankles. Last 4, 3. Hold the chair now. Kick your heel out. Right and in and left and in. Now, if you don't need to hold on to the chair, then we'll row the arms. They sweep forward and they pull back. Kind of like what the heel is doing. But imagine that you have some oars and you're rowing. Now both arms reach forward. Forward and down. How about a little higher up? You can bend your elbows, or you can have your arms straighter. Now keep the arms down and speed up the legs. 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. Now take your arms here with your elbows bent, and then we'll punch and punch. Your thumb is up, the thumb side of your hand, and you're turning your chest. You're not leaning back, you're staying upright. You should feel your heart rate coming up a little bit, and maybe you're feeling a little warmer temperature-wise. Now let's punch across, so same legs, but we're punching across. You don't have to turn your head. Remember, you can always keep looking forward, especially if it throws you off balance a little bit to keep turning your head. You don't want that. How about both arms, same direction now? This side, this side. Last 4, 3, 2. Now up on your tiptoes, resist with your hands. Make sure you're exhaling as you push. Push down without elevating shoulders. Four more. You should feel that your whole body is involved here, from the muscles in your upper back all the way down to your feet. Now let's do some side steps. Relax your arms, right leg first. It goes out, in, other side, out, in, like a door opening and closing, kind of a hinging out and in from your hip joint. Now, how about if we hook the arm around in the same direction? So it's the opposite arm, but it goes same direction as the leg. One hand can still be holding onto the chair. So we kind of hook with your thumb side of your hand up, hook around. Each time you come back to your feet being even and straight to the best of your ability. A little turn of your torso. All right, back to center. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. Now hands on the legs. Inhale with your spine tall and straight. Exhale forward. We'll do it again. So kind of the theme of this session is stepping. So we've just done a whole bunch of different directions of stepping, right? Pretty much anytime you want to get from point A to point B, you're doing some sort of stepping, right? If you're on your own feet doing it. So everything that we do in this session pretty much can translate into your everyday activities. One more. Now we'll step out quick, right, left, out quick, and then we'll step back in, left leg first, out quick, and then we'll step back in. Let's do it one more time, each side. So it goes right, left, and then slowly and methodically, and then left, right. All right, let's do that same tempo in both directions. So we go out, out, in, now left, out, in, now right. So you gotta keep up with which side we're doing. And that's a little bit of brain fitness. Never a bad thing. Now the arms, out, in, and switch. Faster movements, train our muscle fibers a little bit differently. And in our everyday lives, we have faster movements along with slower movements, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 2 more. 1 more. Now let's come out to the wider stance. Inhale, hands on your legs, hinge forward. Oh, that feels nice. Do it again. Keep your knees out in line with your ankles. Make sure your feet are far enough out so they can support you as you lean forward. Now let's do this wide stance hip hinge twist where you drop your shoulder and then we'll switch. Getting rid of some of the accumulated tension that you may have felt in your back and your midsection. So part of that accumulated fatigue is how we train muscular endurance. So it's not a bad thing for muscles to get tired. It's actually a good thing. Now let's come back to the center. Inhale, take your left arm out, right hand on your leg, exhale over. Let's go again, same side. Reach out, maybe a little lean, and then exhale over. Again. One more. And now we switch. Inhale, exhale over. Make sure your feet are wide enough apart to support you properly. Last one. All right. Now we step the feet back in by heel to toe, and then we go heel to toe again. Out and in. Out. In. Internal and external rotation of our feet and at our hip joints as well. When we're walking in a straight line, internal and external rotation happens to a very small degree, but when we're walking maybe around a corner, like maybe around your kitchen island or through your house, you do a bit of internal and external rotation. Also, getting in and out of a car can involve that sort of motion. So we want to keep our joints limber and supple so they can do it. We want our body to provide us with all of the support that we need for everything that we want to do. All right, come back into the center. Let's march. Right, left. So as soon as you pick your foot up and you have your opposite arm going forward, if you're not holding on, then our core has to stabilize more. Feel that happening here. This is a moderately fast-paced march. We can go faster than this though, right? So let's try that. Ready? Here we go, faster. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Whatever pace works for you. I don't want you to feel like you're going too fast. I don't want you to feel like you're going too slow. So that's why I want you to choose the pace that works for you here. Just make it a little faster than it was. All right, now let's drop back into the tempo of the music now. Right, left, left. All right, so that should have been a little spike in your heart rate, a little bit. Now we'll play with the tempo here a little bit, still doing a regular march. We'll march 2, 3 and pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, pause. Can you do that little wiggle with me in the middle? Right there. Right foot. Left foot. Right. Left. One more. Okay, back to regular marching. Now we have our opposite arm going forward. Let's step out about shoulder width. And then see if you can sit up a little bit taller so it's a little harder to lift your feet up. The further back you lean, the lighter your feet go. So we don't want to lean back. Now we'll go from marching to step together. So left leg goes together, and apart, and right leg goes together and apart. You got it? Let's go a little faster. 1, 2. 1, 2. How you doing with the arms? Do they make sense to you? How about this? Let's get our arms together with our legs. So one arm crosses on top and then the other. One and then the other. Now turn your thumbs up and see if you can lift your arms up a little higher. How are you doing? You're not leaning back, are you? Don't lean back. All right, keep going with the legs. Let's bring the arms down, leaning forward a little bit, just so it's a little harder. And then we'll sit up tall. Now, lean back a little bit. So we're leaning back on purpose for this. And then back to sitting up straight. See how that changes what's happening in your legs? Let's try it again. Go low, lean forward. Sit up straight. Lean back a little bit. Now make sure you're not rounding your back. You're not overly arching it. The back is still straight and long, and then just sit up straight and tall. All right, keep the legs and the arms come down. Place your hands on your legs if you don't need to hold on. Let's do 2 each way. So here's 1, 2, now switch. Now remember earlier we hooked our arm around? Let's try that, 2 hooks. 1, 2, 1, 2. Now we're not leaning back anymore, so make sure. Back to singles with the hook. 1 and 2. Now stop with your feet apart. Inhale, hands on your legs. Exhale, hinge forward. Do it again. And one more time. All right, so I like to talk about this. Let's stay right here. Hip flexors work very hard when we're exercising from a seated position, so let's stretch those. Turn sideways now. You're close to the front edge of your chair, and you have both of your knees at 90 degrees. You're sitting up tall and straight. You're holding on as much as you need to. Now we'll start with this. Rock the pelvis forward and back, forward and back. Four more. So you activate your glutes, and that tips your pelvis forward, and that gives you this hip flexor stretch. All right, now stop. Stay in this position though. We're going to slide or wiggle the back foot back until the leg is straighter, and then you're making every effort to still sit up tall and straight. Push your heel back a little more now if you can. So now you should feel some stretch in your leg, a little bit more stretch into your hip. Just should feel like it's opening up your pelvis a little bit more. Now let's switch sides now. So with our knees bent and our feet a little bit wide, let's go around to the other side. And get your 90 degrees going. And then we rock the pelvis forward and back. Last 4. I hope you can feel it right in this area. Sometimes hip flexor stretching is a little bit elusive. All right, stop. Slide or wiggle your back foot back, press your heel back, sitting up as straight as you can. That's why I always like to talk in a little bit more detail when we're stretching the hip flexors, what's actually taking place. And then back we go to facing forward. Now bring yourself toward the front edge of your chair. Make sure your feet go as well as the rest of your body. A little bit forward. Now straighten out one leg and then hinge forward from here. So pull your back ribs into your body, shoulders away from ears, and come forward. As you flex your foot, you'll feel some stretch in your calf, but also as you lean forward, as you pull your back ribs into your body, you'll feel stretch down the back of your thigh as well. All right, now before we change sides, we'll do a different stretch. So keep this left leg as it is, bend your right knee, and then open it up like we did earlier with the side step. Open it up, and then press your right hand into the inner knee, shoulder away from ear, and then turn away from the stretch. So I want you to feel inner thigh stretch, groin stretch on your right side, and a little twist through your back. Relax your shoulders as much as you can and keep breathing. All right, let's come back to forward facing. Now both feet are forward. Straighten out your left leg, flex your foot. Pull your ribs into your body and then forward. Think about the shape of your back, your neck. It should all be one straight line. It doesn't matter if you're sitting up or if you're leaning forward. It's the same shape. Make sure. And then we're up. Now bend your left knee out to the side like a door opening. Press your palm into it with your shoulder down. Turn away. So now if you don't push on your knee, it's going to collapse in kind of a lazy way, so don't let that happen. Push it open. All right, and then we'll come back to the center. Bring your feet in closer, scoot back a bit. Roll the shoulders back, and then you're going to cross your right ankle over your left ankle or your right ankle over your left knee. Again, pull the ribs in, ears over shoulders, and then if you can hinge forward from your hips, you'll do that. Otherwise, you'll just stay here or here. So that's a big stretch for our right hip. Can you feel it? The straighter your back is, the more you'll feel it. All right, coming up and switching sides, ankle or knee. So flexibility is every bit as important as any other part of health and wellness. Strength, balance, flexibility, very important. So it's important that you don't skip the stretching part. Hopefully you're stretching in a way that feels good, so you're more likely to want to do it again. All right, let's bring both feet down. Take the little finger side of your fists and place it here against the sides of your hips. Bring your shoulder blades and collarbones down, and then draw your elbows back. Breathe into your chest. Feel that stretch. This is such an easy stretch. We can do this throughout our day when we're sitting. Set down your newspaper or your iPad or your whatever you're doing and just do this stretch. Don't do it when you're driving though. All right, and then release your arms. Roll your shoulders up and back and down. So how did that feel? Did you feel like you stepped up your game? I hope so. Thanks for joining me, and until next time, be well.